Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows and try to release a new review every day from Monday to Friday. Today, I'm talking about Sick. It's a horror thriller that takes place during the pandemic. Parker Mason and Miri Woodlow are friends who decide to quarantine together. They head out to a lake house owned by Parker's family thinking they could be alone, only to find out that they aren't the only ones there. The film is written by Kevin Williamson and Caitlin Crabb and directed by John Hyams. It stars Gideon Adlon as Parker, Bethlehem Million as Miri, and Dylan Sprayberry as DJ Cole, another friend of Parker's. The movie does a lot right and pulls off an amazing effect with a simple story and a small budget. It draws you into its tempo, makes your heart race as you dance along to its tune, and then lulls you into a false sense of security before dropping perfectly executed jump scares. It sets up this dark and terrifying atmosphere with dim but effective lighting and creepy sounds that play in the background. Echoey little pops or eerie tones played slowly and piercingly, tracks that make your heart beat faster and chill you to the bone. When the killer strikes, the music builds as the victims struggle to survive, and then it comes to a crescendo with a kill. Every single fight between the killer and the victims is exhilarating and exhausting. They never go down easily, with each of them getting at least a few good shots at the killer, and several of them doing major damage. It's refreshing to see a horror where the victims are just as smart and capable as the killer. The fights are done as long one takes where we follow the victims through their struggle to survive, and the impact of every stab, hit, and impaling is so fundamentally heavy that my heart was racing every time someone took a blow. The film presents characters that you want to root for, and their ability to defend themselves against the killer makes you want to see them survive. There was only one death that felt too easy, and yet even that death is a brutal moment that makes you want to root for Parker and Miri. The first 10 minutes of the film introduce our killer. We follow their first victim around, as he tries to shop for groceries during the pandemic. The victim receives a series of texts as he shops and gets increasingly paranoid and upset. When he finally makes it back to his apartment, the killer sneaks in through his open front door, and a fight begins. The shot where the killer first appears is beautiful. The camera is focused on the victim's face as he watches TV, and behind him we see the door open. The killer sneaks inside, and when the victim turns the television off, we see the killer about to attack him in the black of the screen. It's a fantastic jump scare, and the film does a great job of tracking the killer's movements behind the characters without having to focus on them completely. At first it feels terrifying to see them and know they're there, but it's when they disappear that you can be sure something big is coming. There isn't a lot of character development, and Parker, Miri, and DJ are all fairly simple and shallow people. We don't learn much about them over the course of the film, and yet the cast manages to make each of them feel like real people. There are a lot of good fear and pain reactions here, and I was glad to see them keep track of the damage that was done to the different characters. If someone gets stabbed in the leg, they continue to limp and look hurt for the rest of the film. The film also has several fake-outs and reveals that are exceptionally well done and nearly impossible to see coming. Around the halfway mark, you find yourself feeling relieved and your heart rate starts returning to normal, only for the film to hit you with a massive twist and start the engine roaring back up. It does it again near the end of the film. The best part is that the film doesn't waste a lot of time on why everything is happening. The explanation comes at the end, and when it does, the film turns the horror genre on its head. The hunter becomes the prey, and we learn that no one is safe in this horrific world. One last note on the politics of the film. The killer's reasoning is kind of insane, and people can obviously politicize anything, but the movie doesn't feel like it was trying to be preachy or make some big social comment. It's just trying to present a crazy scenario in which a psychopath goes after real people. It's absolutely terrifying, the fights are intense, and the movie does a great job of the horror genre staples. If you like a big thrill or a captivating horror, give this one a try. 9 out of 10.